Okay, so welcome to the motif editing video. We've had some questions on this. I actually use motif quite often, and it kind of does go in spurts, but it's actually the DVA editor, which we call motif. We've had it for quite some time. We haven't made any changes to it for a while, but we could do so. Um, I use it actually for when I edit the Hanley clips. It seems to be really work well for that. It's good for cutting out something in the middle of a tape or a video, or at the end, or at the beginning, or if you want to link a bunch of videos together real quickly, especially like smartphone videos and stuff like this. So I'm actually in my DVA account. Maybe I'll give just a quick review. This is the archive window. The window on the right over here we call the interactive window, and then below is the tool window. If you'll note, these are all the archives. This is one of my personal accounts that I have for DVA, and I have a lot of archives in here. You kind of see at the top, these are my personal archive. That is your library. That is where everything is, although any video can be in any archive, and I could change the name of that archive to master library or whatever I wanted to change it to. You can see I've got home movie or home video studio demos, iPhone videos, vacations, weddings, class of 74, older family videos, our grandson. These are all smartphone videos here. Note when I hover over an image, it appears in the interactive window or the active window on the upper right. If you want help, you can always call me, but there is a little question mark up here, and you can just click that. You'll get a help menu. But anyway, these are all my archives. And then if you see, I go down, I have archives that have been shared with me. Okay. So that's just a kind of a brief overview. Now, let's just say I want to edit a video in Motif. I'm going to go to the tool window over here on the lower right. I'm going to click Edit DVAs, and that is going to bring up Motif, the DVA editor. And it'll take maybe 30 seconds to populate, not very long. And once it populates, you'll see here are, once again, these are all my videos. And what is the hardest part for an editor to do? And it is bringing in all of that video into your current project. And that's always tough because you've got to upload things, or you've got to find different videos on different hard drives, different folders. With Motif, one great thing is all of your video essentially is probably there. And then you can just go in and pick what you want. So within Motif, we have the viewer window, we have the your library down here, which is all your videos, lower left. Over on the right, we have I guess I don't know if we have a name for this, maybe the project window. And then lower right is where we're going to select what we want. So I may make a few mistakes doing this, but I'm just going to do it anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to select project, and I'm just going to click create new. I'm going to give this project a title. I'll call it Wednesday test. And don't pay any attention to additional files down here. That doesn't make any difference. I usually leave this over here on the right. It says default or 16. You can do 4:3 or 16:9. I usually leave it at default, and that default, that probably works pretty well. And then what I'm going to do is just going to come over here, and I think I'll press save, but I think it's going to tell me that it's too early to save. Yep, it says please assign chapters before saving. So now I'm going to go down and find some videos. So um, let me see. Let me just take this Terry Starkey's alumni dinner. This was from my class reunion last year, or well, this last summer. And so I'm just going to click it once, and that's going to bring it up into its own little window here. And it's only got apparently one chapter. Now, if I want to go back and, maybe I selected the wrong one, then I can go back and click right here. I can click DVAs. That's going to bring me back. And I could pick Hayden. I think this is some sports scholarship that somebody sent me. But I could go pick something else. I could pick, like, let me see. Oh, taking an order part 2, that might be good. Let's see. I've got some different stuff in here. Let's see. Grandpa Brama's 1990th birthday. Let's just check that. Well, no, I don't want to use that. I got to select something here before I run out. Okay, let's just go. I was trying to find something longer. So let's see if I can do anything. All right, I'm going to go back and select Terry Starkey's. We'll just use that. Something simple for today. So I'm just going back. I'm going to select it. Now you can see there, this time it did. Oh, and I'll hit pause there. It did populate the different chapters. So I could take individual chapters. I could say I want chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. There are 8 chapters, and this is something that I could easily do. And if I did that, I could drag them over here and rearrange them just by dragging and drop. But I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is just click the whole video. And I'm going to do that by just going up here and clicking this little green film icon. And when you do that, you're going to get a message, and it's going to say MOTIF is ready for you. So I'm going to click OK. Now you can see this is the beginning through the end of that particular video. If there were a lot of chapters, I'd have to scroll down, okay? But let's say I just wanted to cut something off of the end of this video. Like you were recording this and, it went from the family video that it was, and then it turned into blue screen, or it turned into an episode of Dallas and you wanted to remove that. What you would do is I'm going to edit this chapter. I'm just going to click it. That's going to bring it up here into this editing window. And I'm just going to go to the end. Okay. And this is the end actually of this video right here. And so what I can do is I can just say, in this case, let's just say, okay, I don't really want that that little title I put at the end of that, to view all the class of 74 videos, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to kind of roll back. I'm going to stop there. And then I'm going to go down here to this little edit chapter window. And what it says, this is chapter 8. Chapter 8 starts at 13:53. I don't want to change that. I do want to change the end. So see right now it says 15:58:26. And these do not mean anything like they mean in Premiere Pro. So you have to take that with just an understood or a grain of salt. All right. So you don't worry about that. It's not like so many, well, it might be minutes, might be seconds. I don't know. But anyway, for our purposes right now, I'm just going to hit mark. Okay. And so if you notice, it changed it slightly. So that is the end of that chapter. I could change the chapter name. I could give it a description. I'm not going to do that. I could create a new thumbnail, which I really don't need to do since I did not change the beginning of the chapter. So I'm just going to uncheck that. There is a feature here to adjust the volume. To be honest, I've never really tested it or used it, so I don't know if it works or not. Um, but I'm just going to hopefully click apply over here and we'll see if this works. And to me, it does look like it might have worked. I don't know yet. We'll see. Because, I mean, it's just, I don't know when it actually shows that. If I was making something really dramatic, I would probably see that right away, but I think it might have worked. So we'll do that. We could do something more dramatic, by the way. We could just say, okay, let's just get rid of this chapter. Okay. And we could do that. And so if we wanted to do that, we would just X out that chapter. Are you sure you want to remove that? Bam. Now we know that chapter is gone and we don't really have to hit apply because we are not making any changes to a chapter. We just actually eliminated the last chapter. And now what I'm going to go up and do, I'm going to go up and click save. Okay. Are you sure you want to save? Yes. And in this little editor, there is no undo. So if you make the wrong move, you're going to have to redo it some other way. It's not very sophisticated. It does have its place, I think. And if we had more time or money, we'd do more with it. But for right now, this is what it is. And it's going to say this is going to take a moment to complete. And so we'll come back here in a minute when that is finished. And it's finished. Okay, so we've saved that. Now I want to go up and because I'm done. Okay, I've got 7 chapters instead of 8, and I'm just going to go up to create DVA and click that. And when you do that, you'll get this little message. This will create a new DVA from the current configuration. It's not going to overwrite whatever, DVA you're working on. So this is not going to change my Terry Starkey DVA that I have in my personal account. So it says here, this will create a new DVA from the current configuration. Select the archive to assign a new DVA or to select an existing DVA. So if you really wanted to, you could replace a DVA. Okay. I prefer to make a new one and then go in and delete the old one. Okay. If I want to. So I'm going to assign to an archive. I'm just going to assign it to my personal archive. That's what I just did. And I'm going to click OK. Now, once I do this, it's going to bring up the file creation charge, okay, because you will pay at this point. So think of it like this. People can go in and they can edit with DVA, okay, and there's no charge for just editing, but when they're ready to export that video and put that into their DVA place, that's when they pay. They pay anywhere from $2.99 up to, I think, around $12 or something. Most of the stuff I've done's been around $2.99, $3 or $4. Okay, so they just put their credit card information in here and hit apply, and then they're done with that. So that is really a brief, really overview of the DVA editor. But look what I could do if I wanted to. Maybe I say, well, I want to put some other stuff in here, so maybe I go back to DVAs and I go and find some shots, some clips that I want, some other videos. And so I could go down to, let me see, I think I have an archive here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Strip. When you're showing somebody something, I don't see the one I want. Videos. Okay, maybe it's here. Wine Club. I like that one. The DVA Kid. Hanley Awards. Mom and Dad, our grandson. older family videos, holiday time, class of 74. It was right there. I covered it. I went past it. So maybe I say, I want to take some of these clips and put them in. So I could say, okay, Nancy Rennick, let's click that. And then let's just add there. I can see it. I can play it. But I'm just going to click that little yellow plus sign, and it's going to bring that chapter in, or that whole video in this case, because it was only one chapter. And then I could go back down again. I could grab something else. Let's see. From the class of 74 and Bruce Goodrich, and I could click that. And I could watch it if I wanted to, but I just want to bring it in and look later. So I can either click this little yellow plus sign because it's only chapter 1, or I could click this little green and it would take the whole video in, which in this case is the same. I'll click the plus sign and there it is. And so the only reason why I'm showing you this, if you do, this is the DVA editor actually works great with cell phone videos, smartphone videos, because we shoot so many little clips, and the order people want them in is usually probably the order they shot them in, but they're all individual little shots, shot 1, shot 2, shot 3. So you can go up here in the DVA editor and you can move these around. And so for editing, maybe 5 to 30 clips, this is not a bad way to do it if you just want the entire clip. And then if you said, well, I don't want the entire clip, I want it to take something out of the middle or the beginning or the end. Well, you can do that down here. So I can take a clip like this chapter 1, I can double click it and I can play it. Wow, look at you two. You look so good. What the hell is going on? See, you heard me using some French there. I don't want that. So I'll start it right there. I'll say, okay, that's where I want to start this clip. All right. And maybe I want to call it something else. I want to call it, I don't want it chapter 1 because it's actually might be, if I look right here, it's going to be chapter 5. So I'll call it chapter 5. And I could say Terry, Starkey, and Nancy. Okay. And then I would want to click this little mark here because I'm actually, in this case, I'm changing the start. So watch how this is going to change. Bam. Okay. There it changed. And now I'm going to go a little farther, and I could just play it, but I could just click a little, say, all right, that's Mike. I'm going to stop with Mike, and I'm going to go over here, lower right, and click mark. And so that that did change. And now what I'm going to do, I say, okay, I do want a new thumbnail. Okay. If I wanted to fade out or fade in, I could do that. There's a little fade in and fade out. Once again, it's pretty simple. It's not like Premiere Pro or something. But it is a tool we have, and that is really important to know. This is a pretty cool tool. And then I say, okay, so I'm done. Maybe I want to give it a description, and it's this was the 45th reunion dinner. Okay, and bam, I've got that. It's probably really lunch, but I'm going to hit apply over here. Okay. And there we go. So let me see, chapter 5. Yep, there it goes. All right, chapter 5, Terry, blah, 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 Starkey and Nancy, 45th reunion. You can see how it's made that change. And I say now that, well, this is pretty good, but I really don't need these other chapters. So I'm going to get rid of, just take these entirely out. Okay. And now I'm done. And so I'm actually still in this same project. Okay. And so I'm just going to click save. And now I say, okay, I've saved that, or I'm in the process of saving it. And as soon as it's done, what I'm going to do is go up here to hit create DVA, because now I'm ready to export, export into my DVA place. And that's where it's going to go once I do that. So that's kind of the way we do it, that it works. And it does work very well for what it does. Okay. Um, and that probably is the end. Once I've done, if I've exported this out, now it'll save this. All right. I can come back into Motif and it will save this project and I can work on this later because I've already saved it. I did not create a new DVA because I stopped at that point, but I could come back to it. I'm just going to close this and now I'm just back into my DVA account. And that is really the first tutorial video I have done on Motif in, well, ever. And the first one I've done with DVA for a while. I should do some more stuff, some more videos. So maybe I will, but I'm going to stop this now and we're done. So thank you very much.